Hey, how's it going? Brian here, setthepacetriathlon.com, and we're doing a quick little video where we're going to talk about Ironman Des Moines and kind of what your race week should look like as far as training wise and kind of the things maybe going on that maybe you should pay attention to while you're getting ready to do your race, whether it's your first one, second one, or 20th one. Just kind of some tips that I like to throw out there. So, if you see this video later and you're watching it and you have any questions, put them in the comments or anything like that, and I'll be happy to get notifications. I'll be happy to go back and check any questions you might have. And please ignore the background noise. My dog's chewing on rawhide bones, so it's a way to keep them quiet so I can do a video and help you guys out with some tips and pointers. So I'm in Des Moines. What I like to do is a couple little videos. I've done, training load. I like to do 4 months out, 3 months out, 2 months out, 2 weeks out. And I like to do a video of what your kind of race week should look like as far as your training and how that intertwines with actually the activities of the race week, because it can be hectic trying to either stay on top of your training and all the obligations that you need to do for getting ready for doing the race and the logistics of it. So it's a fine line of making sure you're well rested and then getting all your stuff done to make sure that you're ready for race day and rested for race day, because it is kind of logistical, interesting equation to try to pull that off. So what I'm going to pull up is the event schedule and kind of also a training schedule. And this is kind of a typical kind of taper week leading up to a full Ironman race. So as you can see here, this is my beginner plan for Des Moines in Training Peaks that I've created. If you want links to that in the future, just let me know. I can drop in the links or whatever if you're interested in the plans. But I wanted to point out, the week of the race, 4.5 hours total of working out. So, I mean, basically, a long swim Monday morning, do that 2K, bike ride of an hour, a run 30 minutes or something like that, another swim, 1,000 yards, 1,000 meters, nothing crazy, a 30-minute ride, a 2 mile run. They do have, notice I just put an open water swim on Friday. I make this generic as possible. I'm going to run before race day. But if you go to the event schedule, you'll notice, see, here it goes, practice swim. So they're going to have a practice swim. They're going to let you go over to Grays Lake and do some swimming, and that's on Saturday, the day before the race, from 7:30 to 9 a.m. I would definitely try to take advantage of that just so you can get a feel for the water, especially if this is going to be your first race of the season. Especially even if you don't, want to grab your wetsuit or something like that, the water should be warm enough. If you don't go without a wetsuit, you shouldn't have a problem. But just to swim in that water and just kind of know, I mean, it's a little bit murky and it's a little bit difficult to see things in there. Once you're swimming, you want to get good practice at sighting, especially in that lake, because it's a 2 loop swim and it's going to be interesting, and I think it's going to be fairly packed. So I think if you get in there and if you got any nerves about it, getting in and doing that practice swim, I think will help you out. So, if you need to adjust the schedule and put the practice swim on Saturday, that's no big deal. Do a practice swim for like 20, 30 minutes and then do a 2 mile run. At this point in time, doing that kind of a little workout the day before the race should not be that impactful. But again, this is all tempo work. There's no zone 4 work. There's no threshold work. There's no nothing like that. It is just keeping things fresh and peppy, but every day kind of doing something to keep the body moving, keep your muscles active, and just keep everything awake. So I say that, and I talked about, how you maybe move the swim around or something like that to get the practice swim in. So, if you're going through and you're arriving on Thursday, and I'll do a separate video, kind of my recommendations when I actually get there for the race and get everything situated. But I definitely check the event schedule, and if you get there Thursday and you're able to check in before they close, they're doing check-in by appointment. Hopefully you've already signed up for your time slot. The time of this recording, we're 2 weeks out from Ironman Des Moines 2022. But when you get your check-in slot, if you can get there Thursday and you can get there before 5 p.m. and you can go check in, do it and get that taken care of. Get all your stuff, get your bags, get your swag, get all your check-in, get your wristband, all that taken care of on Thursday. That way you've got, Friday, 2 days before the race. If you want to go back to Ironman Village, you want to check everything out. Ironman Village is open until 5 o'clock. Everything's open until 5 and shuts down at 5 on Friday. So then, or on Thursday. So Friday, you can come back. You already got checked in, taken care of. You already got your stuff. You don't have to drag it around. Maybe go back to the village, do some shopping. If you get an opportunity on Thursday and you want to, you see a hat you like from a race or something like that, you better buy it, because things go quick. The hats go quick. The name shirts go quick. So especially this day and age where things just seem to be in short supply. If you can get there Thursday and you can go to the Ironman store and you see gear you want, you better buy it because more than likely it's not going to be there Friday unless you get there first thing on Friday. Just saying. So on Friday, you'll notice, if you got your tri-bike transport, they're going to be open. You can get your bike and all that kind of stuff. So take care of as many logistical things as you can Thursday as possible. I mean, even though I have a bike and a run, maybe you do that Wednesday and then Thursday, or you just do a bike on Wednesday and a Thursday you do the run or something like that. So it's nothing set in stone, but just work, massage those around. I would try to avoid a full day of doing no training whatsoever. So at least get a little jog in, 4 miles or something like that. Nothing crazy. Just however it works. If you get there Thursday and you spend a day traveling, it's just like 2 miles on the hotel treadmill, just real quick when you land or something, get set up. But I definitely check in if you can before you if you get there Thursday before they close. If you can try to get the Ironman store if you need anything you want, then you can use Friday. Maybe if you didn't have time to get the tri-bike transport, you get your bike picked up, get that all situated. If you need your bike checked out, the Play Tri store is open. Catch an athlete briefing. I definitely recommend that. They're bringing back the welcoming ceremony. So for the pandemic situation, they kind of did away with those. It was all kind of virtual stuff. I think it'll be interesting if you got an opportunity to go to the welcome ceremony. It's at Cowles Commons, and that's outdoors. So more than likely, it's going to be, as long as the weather cooperates. Whoever the MC is, I don't know if Mike Riley's coming for 2022. Whoever the MC is, they just do a little, just talk about the race and talk about the venue and just talk about, the competitors and everything. It's just kind of a nice little thing. And usually they provide a meal of some sort, but we'll dig deeper into that when we look at the athlete guide. But basically, so Friday, you get a little bit of the kind of the touristy thing done. And I use Friday to get all my gear sorted, get everything ready around my training, around logistics, checking in. So Saturday is when get situated. So first thing in the morning, hit the practice swim, get that done. The Iron Kins Fun Run, if you got your kids doing that. Ironman Village is going to be back open, but you got mandatory bike and gear check-in. So you're going to have to check in your bike, and you're going to have to do that over at the Waterworks Park. So that's a little bit different. It's a little bit of a hike away from Cowles Commons, especially if you've got your hotel downtown. You got to figure out a way to either drive over there. And the parking is not exactly friendly, per se, for Waterworks Park. So either way, either if you walk it over from Waterworks Park and then maybe jog back or something or whatever, just be prepared to spend a little bit of time getting your bike and gear bag situated. Remember, you get access to your gear bags the morning of the race, so if you forget some, it's no big deal. Just make sure you get it with you on race morning. But Saturday, bike check-in, you cannot check in. So you need to check in Thursday or Friday. They do not allow check-in the day before the race unless you have super extenuating circumstances. And I know right now, flights are getting canceled and things are kind of up in the air about some travel and some stuff. So if you have circumstances, always check. The athlete guide has the contact information. Let me make sure here. Where, when, what to bring, checking steps, race packet, bike stickers, athlete wristband. Oh, let's see if I can physical address, village information, practice swim, mandatory gear check-in, briefing. Oh, I wish I could find it quickly. Gear bags, race day info, aid station, shuttles, and parking. We'll go over the athlete guide, race day info, timing chips, tracker, bike checkout, food tent, lost and found, awards for volunteers, medical info, qualifying. They used to have email where you could contact the race, or you could go to the website. You can go to connect and contact. So this is all the stuff. If you've got a problem, they've got phone numbers. You go to the website and you go to contact and you go to the drop down menu for contact. This is all the questions: timing, merchandise, expo, VIP, information for volunteering, tri club information, and general questions. Like if your flight gets canceled and for whatever reason you can't get there Friday before check-in closes and Saturday is your only option, call that number, 813-878-9271, or email lemoyne@ironman.com. And just make sure that you can get set up to get that check-in, because you can't check in Saturday unless you've made pre-arranged plans. So make sure you got that all set up. So again, Saturday, practice swim, maybe get a little jog in, get cleaned up, drop your bike off, drop your gear bags off, and have everything ready. Maybe hit another athlete briefing, have a nice relaxing dinner, go to bed at a reasonable time. Don't go to bed super early because you're just going to lay there and you're going to start to see when to stay awake. And then race day, that's when, we'll talk more about the event schedule and event schedule specific video. But basically, 3:30 a.m. parking open, shuttles from Cowles Commons. Personally, I'm staying in a hotel that's close to Cowles Commons, so I'll probably catch a shuttle out there. Biking drop off, all the schedule for everything that's going on. So, and then Monday afterwards, the celebration, they got a breakfast. So 8 a.m., if you before you leave town, if you want to grab your breakfast, they're going to have that. Lost and found, tri bike return, award ceremony. If you think you're going to qualify for Kona, you need to be there to be able to sign up for it. And then, nice and handy in the event schedule, they've got the map of everything: Grays Lake and then Cowles Commons. So you can see it's a little bit. There's a trail system you can get there through downtown, so it's not horrible, but it's about a 2 mile kind of a journey to get there. So just be ready for that. The transition in Waterworks Park is a little bit different than Ironman Bills and Cowles Commons, so there's a little bit of a hike in between. So make sure you schedule that accordingly. And, like I said, there's only 4.5 hours of training. And usually I recommend, there's only uh, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 workouts. Huh. Is that right? 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah, 8 workouts. So don't have a long bike in there. 2 bike rides, 3 runs, and 3 swims. And one of them being the open water swim practice or something like that. You switch to Saturday before the race. So really, you should not be going out there and killing it the week before the race. I think we all know that by now. Really don't. You should be resting up, especially the night before the race. You probably won't get much sleep, but the few nights before, definitely go to sleep at a good time. Get some solid rest as much as you can. I know for me, going to hotels and sleeping in hotels is kind of difficult sometimes, but get that rest, get everything situated, um, and then try to work out, get your workouts in around where you can. Like I said, I try not to take like a full day off per se. I like to do at least a 2 mile run or something like that. If it doesn't happen, if you're traveling and your events in the schedule just doesn't work out, then it doesn't work out. So I know I went through a lot. I did it kind of quick, so hopefully this kind of helps you out. Again, seeing on Facebook and helps you, give it a like. If you see it on YouTube, give it a like. Give me a subscribe. Hit the bell notification for future videos. If you got any questions, put them in the comments. I get notifications. I'll go back and check them. With that, I will see you guys out there on race day at Des Moines 2022.